Hey everybody, Pablo Maiorino here from eXp Realty. Just wanted to do this video for you guys for creating a virtual tour using the Theasys platforms THASYS.io is the website. Hope you enjoy it. See you soon. Hello. Okay, we are ready to do a virtual tour build. I have my panoramas. I went to theasys.io. Let's start there. Let me go back it up and go to the website. Here's where you're going to start out. Theasys.io. You go there and you will create a new. I'm logged in, but I'm going to go ahead and log out here. So you would go in and say sign up. Okay, so sign up, and you would enter this stuff here, and you get an account, and then you will log in, which is where I'm going to skip to. So the next thing you need to do is you need to upload your pictures that you took with a 3D camera or using an iPhone with the VR kit as I did. If you did use the VR kit and you followed the previous video I did about using the VR kit with the rotator, your pictures are going to be in your iPhone under Photos, and we'll make an album called VR Kit 4 or VR Kit, I can't remember. But that's where they'll be, and then you need to get them onto your computer somehow. What I do is I use iCloud, and then it automatically uploads my pictures from my iPhone to iCloud, and then I download them back into my computer and re-upload them onto Theasys. I do wish there was a more direct way to do them, but right now that's working for me, and it's free, and we have very good results. So I'm going to pick this one here, I believe. Let me see if this is the one I want. Got a few going on. And I'm going to hit upload panoramas. So it will take me to, let me make sure I'm on the right one. Okay, good. So I have this one here with all my pictures are uploaded. And to upload pictures, you will click this little box here. Let's get the arrow in it, and then you're going to find your pictures, which I have in panel pics here. And this is the rotator. So these are the ones I have, and I've renamed them. When they come out of the VR kit, they say VR kit 1, 2, 3, and so on. But I like to name them so I know what they are before I upload them. Because once you upload them, you're stuck with whatever names they have. So you would just select the ones you want. You can do Control A to select all, and then just open, and it will upload them all. I'm not going to do that because I already have it. It's a similar process to add presets over here when we get to that. But you'll notice that screen is the same. I can hit that plus sign. You'll see this now familiar upload screen. Okay, so this is the Theasys platform. Let's cover some of the items in here. So here we have all the pictures that got uploaded, and there's a scroll bar to navigate through them and find them. Over here on the right is where you're going to control all your hotspots. And hotspots are basically those little floating arrows that you put in different places. And so first, there's two components. One's the object, what the hotspot's going to look like. So you can see icons. You can see the presets I have. I've already selected icons, but we're going to go through that whole thing. And then there's also a scroll bar down here. Once you have your hotspots and your objects, you'll be able to go into them and see all the properties for them. So let's go ahead and add an object. So once we're in objects, I went to icons here. How did I get a preset? So let's go on that. So I went to icons, and I selected from one of the available libraries. Font Awesome is the one I've been using. And then it tells you what to do. You can just type arrow, and it will come up with different arrows. I used one of these. Okay, let's say, but I want to change my arrow to to that. Okay, so I'm going to select that arrow here, and let's see, I'm going to set it. So I'm forgetting to drag it. So you don't just select it, you have to actually drag it to where you want it. I wonder why I'm clicking, nothing's happening. So let's say I want this arrow. It's not the one I like to use, but just for the sake of showing how to select an icon. So say I want to use this in the future, I'm just going to right click on it and set it as a preset. And I'll just give it a name, arrow. Arrow large, yeah, arrow large, that's good. No, actually I think I'm using that already. Arrow, I'm going to say no circle. No circle. I actually like the one with the circle better. So then that should appear now in my presets. See, it added a preset now. So I have my arrow large and my arrow circle. And then let's go ahead and just add another image here because I'm going to need it later. I'm going to go to icons and I'm going to put map here. Map. And so I want a picture of a map. I think this one. I'm just going to put that over here and then I'll delete it. But I'm going to set that as a preset as well. Okay, a map. So now I can go ahead and actually delete this, delete the hotspot. Yes, but you'll see it's in my presets now. When I go to presets, now I got a new preset. So this is good because if you use these over and over again, make them presets so you could just drag them to wherever you want them. I'm going to delete this one as well. Okay, yes. Okay, now if you want to upload your own images, which you go to custom images and then you will upload them. You hit upload. I've uploaded 2 of them here, and you'll go here and then it will take you into your computer file so you can upload the images that you want to put in there. So I already have 2. So that's pretty much everything there is to navigate in here. Let's look at some of these things over here on the right. Object properties. You don't really need to go in here unless you want to add some things like sound and change the movement. But I suggest just leaving all these at their defaults. Okay. This will be a map you can link to a location. So if you have the Latin long, you can either go get them in Google Maps and then input them here. Of course, this is more sound, projection, and behavior, enhance. This is to add things, add like hotspots. That's where we add hotspots and images. This is what actually will show the map, whatever you have uploaded in those images up here. And then this is to upload a floor plan that you make in another program. This program does not do floor plans, but if you have one, you can certainly upload it and it will show up on the sidebar of the tour where you can click it and it will pop it up. And then the help, it shows you help on how to do just about anything in here if you have questions. Anything I don't cover, go into the help. And okay, so with that, I'm going to add my first hotspot, which is going to be a nadir. So we'll show you what a nadir is. I'm going to put this here. Now the nadir is basically where the tripod is. There's the nadir is the base and the zenith is the top. It's going to get, I don't really do the top, but I do. Some people do look down and see the ugly tripod stand. So this is going to cover this. We don't want to drag it there. If you did want to, you could just move it, but there's exactly got a specific function to actually handle this. You can actually just right click on it and say set as nadir or zenith, you see. Okay, so what is it? Puts it right there where it needs to be. So now we can, once you click on it and it's got the red box around it, that's when we can go into the hotspot and actually see the properties of that. And we want to find, the scroll bar is kind of hard to navigate here. You want to select it. It's over here. I don't know why I'm not. The scroll bars on these are a little bit funky sometimes. I'm trying to see why it's not. Let's see that. Okay, there it is. It's hard to, it's there, it's just hard to see and grab. So you got to grab that scroll bar. And if you have trouble, like I just did, seeing it, just go ahead and minimize. It disappears and maximize, and it will appear. So we have why we can rotate things. So rotate. We'll put that in the middle. 0. It's hard to get to 0. Okay. And you can use the right and left arrow to fine tune it. I'm going to put it right at 0. So that was the x-axis. This is the y-axis here. And we want to put that in the middle too. I'm going to put it at 0. And we don't want it at 180. So we want it that way. That kind of flips it that way, but we want it just like that. Oh, no, not like that. So I just reset it to 0. And the z-axis is the last one, spins it like this. And for what we need, it doesn't really matter which direction it is because it's a circle. And you might come at it different directions, so it doesn't have to be centered. But opacity makes it see-through. We don't need that. We want it full. We want the full opacity. Set it 100. And scale is the thing I want to do. I want to make it bigger so it covers more of that tripod area. And that's it. So now that we've set it the way we want it, it's set as a nadir. This shortcut here will save you a lot of time because basically you have to do it one into each one of these pictures. I have like 10 of them. So there's this handy little right-click menu that says set as nadir to all panoramas. So it's going to warn you and say yes. That's it. So it is now the nadir of every panorama that we can go look at. It's there. You see it? And let's go back to the living room. So that's basically how you add a hotspot. You add the object, put it where you want it, and then you assign an action to it. So let's do a hotspot that actually has an action. Then the nadir has no action except to cover something up. So let's say we want to add a hotspot from the living room, which is the main area here. So I'm going to go to my presets, because we know how to do presets already, and I'm going to grab one and I'm going to put it here. And I kind of like the way that looks. So now, to make this have an action of moving into the dining room, we're going to find the dining room picture, panorama. It's right here. I'm going to grab that and drag it right into the box. And once it's successful, it's going to show you here a little preview. And there you can lock different accesses up here. There's different menus. But basically, that's all you need to do. So that hotspot now will go take you into the dining room. So to activate it, hold down the space bar and click. Or hit the space bar and click to... we actually have another hotspot there. We have 3 hotspots here, it says, shows. So now we have the telephone here. Okay. And then the nadir here. And the nadir is actually not quite covering the tripod. So if we want to fix that, we can go to the nadir here. And we can make it a little bit bigger if we want, just for this panorama. Let's see. Okay, not that important. So once I'm dragging it with the mouse. So then you would need a hotspot to get back. We already have one here. Let's go ahead and delete it. So, yes. So we can show you how to do it again. Practice makes perfect. Then go to our presets. We already know how to do a preset. There it is. And we want to go back into the living room. So let's find. So what happens on the... when you're not using a mouse, sometimes you touch, instead of doing the drag thing, you'll click it and it will select and open it up instead of dragging, which is what you want to do. So that's why I recommend the mouse. So it goes back to there. And to test it, space bar, and then click. And then you don't have to hold down the space bar, you just hit the space bar once and then click the arrow. Spacebar, click the arrow. So that really is how to do the hotspot. And you put them in different places. I'm going to just show you some specialty hotspots like the phone over there that I did. Spacebar click takes us in here. That's the navigation. Let's go ahead and show you how to do some of these specialized icons like the phone icon. Let's delete that here. Yes. And let's start it. We know we have it in preset, but let me show you how I found it. I went Font Awesome. I put phone in there as the search, and it brought up all these. So you could, I'm going to select this one and put it here. Now I already have it as a preset. I can cover over the smoke detector there if I want to. Now what does this do? Well, right now it doesn't do anything. It's just a picture. So we have to go down to the actual hotspot, which now you see all the properties here. I'm actually using the mouse wheel on my mouse, so you can use that instead of the scroll bar. And we'll go behavior. So tooltip is what you wanted to say if when they hover over it, if they're using a mouse. I'm going to just say call us. So this is great for a real estate listing because you can actually put your phone number in here, and if they're watching this on a phone, on a smartphone, it will actually place a call right to you. So you have to hit this little save diskette to make it save. And the action, I'm going to put call a number, and remember to put the +1 in here. This good habit that I've seen to get into for international stuff. You never know. We don't really need it here in the States, but put the +1. It's a good habit to get into. And if I'm going to put my real number in there, you guys want to call me, give me a call if you want to. All right, so if we hit the space bar and call this, if you're in a computer, it's just going to do nothing except tell you that you're not linked to your Android phone. But if you're in a real phone, then it will actually make the call. This is pretty cool. So now the map, remember I uploaded the map into my presets, so let's look at that. Those are up here in my presets. I had a map. I'm going to put that right here on the counter so it looks like it's laying on the counter. So I want to do that, I have to manipulate some of the X and Y axis things here. Let's turn it this way on the Y axis, and we want to turn it this way so it kind of looks flat, maybe a bit like that. And then we wanted to do something. What do we want to do? We wanted to over here in the action, we're going to open a URL, and we're going to go maps google.com. I'm going to go put the address in here, 28 Borough Avenue, Clayton, and we're just going to grab this whole URL right here. So I'm going to Control-C to copy that, and I'm just going to paste it right in here. Control-V to paste and save. So this is as different from doing the location here. That's a different option. You'd have to actually put the latitude, longitude in here, which would be different than what I have, because this basically gets it probably off your computer, and this one actually has, if I do that, the space bar and click, it takes me right to the address in Google Maps and opens in a new window, which is what you want it to do as well. There is a checkbox for that as well, and that was over here. Go back into here. There was somewhere it tells you. Now if we want to call this map, map it, we'll call it map it, and we'll save that. action. I believe over here, I believe it was had a checkbox. It's not letting us get to that. Well, there was a checkbox to open in a new window. Okay. So that's basically it to doing the virtual tour. So we're going to basically be repeating those steps. Now there is a feature, it doesn't work that great, where you can actually put all your hotspots in one direction, and then you can right click and say reverse direction on lock hotspot. It's one of these right clicks where you can actually make it reverse navigation to the other way. I don't have them all in here, so I can't really show you that yet because I don't have all my hotspots in. But let me see, is it here? Execute action. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to show you how to manually do the hotspots. So you put one, once you're in a room, you need to put an arrow to get wherever you, other directions you need to go. So we need to add another one here. Let's go see how easy that is. We're going to go to our presets, and I'm going to stick them right there to go into, actually, let me put that there. I actually want to go into the kitchen from here. So I'm going to actually move this. So I can't just drag it like that. I want to right click and say move hotspot. Now it enables you to drag it. So I'm going to put kitchen here. I'm going to highlight and I'm going to go down to tooltip and put kitchen. This is a small, don't forget to save it. Okay, now it says you can say to kitchen or kitchen. If I want to move that up a little bit, I may move that up here and put it right there with the cabinets. Okay, the only other last little thing, so that's that hotspot, and we're going to continue that all the way through the house and navigate all the way through. I'll show you one more thing. Let me go back into here, back into the living room. So I had some ugly stickers on this window, but just say I want to just cover this up with something. I'm going to go to my presets and I'm going to put my my EXP logo up there, and that will be under my custom images, and I'm going to just drag that right here in the window, and I'm going to go down here. Yeah, I would like to really just be able to just drag that to size, but really you just have to do it in the properties menu. I'm going to just change the size of it. We'll move it a little bit like that. Maybe we'll scale it down just a bit. And for more fine-tuned control, you can use the arrow keys on your keyboard just to shrink it down the way we want it. Just say right there. And then we're going to change the opacity. We're going to make that a little bit see-through, so you can kind of still see through the window. And when people click on this, what do we want to do? We want to go up to the action up here, and we're going to say link to external URL, and I'm going to put my website .exp realty. So this is the one I get from EXP, which I want people to go to if they click that. And you can put a picture of your business card there. Just get creative, you know. Okay, close. So now if I hit space, click that, there it is. Okay. What I did, I probably typed something wrong here. Oh, I know what it is. It's actually, I did it wrong. So let's go back here. For that, we'll close that. And the action. I don't want that. So I'm going to clear out. Yeah. Clear that out, and I want to go in. There's no dot in there. Do that all the time. My email has the dot, this one does not. And I want to open it in a window, yes. Save. Okay, so now if I click on that, this one should work. There it is. Okay, beautiful. That's pretty much it. I'm going to go ahead and I have another virtual tour here that has all the hotspots in it. I'm going to switch to that one. And so when you're done doing all your hotspots, you will hit customize and preview here. And let's go there because that will take you back to this screen. So there's a couple of other things you want to do here. And you want to click the customize pencil right there. And then there's other things you can do here. This is a new, I haven't played with this yet. You can go into autoplay and say yes, no. You can, if you don't want it to just like start the tour automatically, if you have actually some rotation on there. I'm going to autoplay on. Logo, you can actually just turn the logo off if you don't want the logo to pop up in the middle here. Or you could put your own logo in there in its place. Right now I'm not. And the starting panorama, we want to pick one, and I like the living room, which is living room. And the other thing you can do in here, we can't do it in this area, you can actually set the default view of every panorama. And I'll show you that once we go back in. So if you don't like the way this appears and you want people to see this view instead when they start, I kind of like this view because it's got the wood burning stove in there, and you kind of see this arrow right away, so you kind of know what to do. But you see we're missing an arrow to go into the hallway, missing a bunch of those, but I have one that's complete. And if you want to do a transition like a fades or whatever when they start, the other thing I like to go in here is auto rotation. I'm going to turn it on, and I want to go down to I want to enable this because I want to put a time. So I want to delay it by 5 seconds, and then I want to increase it to maybe 6, the same speed. So once you have that set and you go in there, it will just it'll start rotating, so people will kind of know that it's a panorama. And the gyroscope you kind of want to turn on for people on the phone. It's like virtual reality stuff with the goggles and what. You see now how it's rotating? And now once you click on it, it stops. Okay, so let's go back over to look at our go back to the dashboard here so I could see my panoramas. And this is the one, I should have named them a little differently so I know. I think this is the one without any of with all of the okay, yeah, so this is the one I have all the, so you see it landed at this view as the original view, but that's not what I want. But so this one has all the hotspots in it, so I'm going to go ahead, spacebar, navigate there. Okay, and then there's another one to go inside the house. Should go into the living room, if you see. And this has one to go into the hallway space, and from the hallway into the bedrooms. Okay. That's pretty much it. I have all the hotspots in. I got the virtual tour. I got my phone. I got my map. I don't think I have a map in this one. I didn't do a map. But the other thing I did want to show you is the default view. So let's say I don't like the way that is, and I want to turn it a little this way. I'm going to right click. I'm going to say set that as the default view. And if you want to check it, you can say view default view. Well, it didn't take. Sometimes it does that. Right, try it again. Set default view. I'll move it a little bit and say view default view. Okay. Sometimes it doesn't take on the first shot. I know it's a little quirky thing with this. But that's it. Now you can go into any panorama. Like say I don't like this default view is kind of okay, but let's say for example I want to face this way. Right click, set default view. And then we'll check the default view. Now, going back to the customize menu, I'm going to show you how to make. We already saw how to start this one as the panorama that I want to start with. Starting panorama. It has living room, but it didn't start there for some reason. But it's already set. Okay, living room is good. And over here, then you can see a preview, and it will tell you it's published. And if we want to actually see it, it's going to load it. It's got a transition on there, stupid wavy transition, but you can see that it works. Now, this is all good. I have my panorama. Now, what do I do? Okay, so what you want to do now is you want to go into the, back to the customize menu. Let me go back here. And you will see down here a little link. And this is your shortened link right here. And you can just take this and send it out. You can put it in your ads. You can send it to people in the email. I'm going to copy it and just paste it into a browser, and you will see it will load the tour. I believe this one actually has the Thesis logo. I'm going to try to turn that off and see what happens. You can just get rid of it very easily, but I'm going to go ahead and over here, I'm going to click, okay, got it. I'm going to customize, go back to my menu on the left, logo, I'm going to turn off the logo. And then I'm going to go back and refresh this and see what happens. Okay. Oh, it still puts it there. I'm pretty sure I can turn this off. There is a way to turn it off. If you look at the FAQ on Thesis website, there's a way to, you can get rid of it. And obviously in the paid version, you can get rid of it if that's an issue, but that's it. I mean, we have that. We have this that goes to the website, opens in a new window. Let's go back to the tour here. And that's pretty much it. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoy making your new tour. If you have some comments or questions, put them below. Don't forget to subscribe, and to see more videos like this of from Real Estate Tech Talk channel. That's my channel, Pablo Maiorino, EXP Realty Agent. And that is it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it.